this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
This is bad.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
If you've been subscribed to my channel for a while now, then you know that I love Guilty Gear Strive. It's one of my favorite games, and recently I noticed that Strive has gained quite a popularity outside the fighting game community, which is weird because it never got the same popularity as the big three, even when Bill Clinton promoted the first game.
And here's one that's the most unbelievable of all. It says, kill your friends guilt-free.
But I can think of 3 reasons why. First off, the soundtrack is amazing. Here, take a listen.
That is bullshit blazing, till my heart is blazing. If I lose my wings, I don't need a new world under you. Can't feel a thing, we already know the smell of the game. Cause you've been 10 billion, and I'm listening, and they'll come to you without a second thought. I'm here, on the border of the circle. The music that's a finish line, rising in my head. Promise to the promise. Now a single hook set carries to my heart. I'm still chasing one. I'm still chasing one.
And who can forget about the Jacko pose trend? But those are just mere atoms compared to the last reason. There was a huge controversy surrounding the character Bridget. And you're probably thinking it has to be like something really terrible, something like really awful, right?
No.
Yeah, I'm not joking. This is probably one of the most stupidest things I have ever seen, and trust me, I've seen some of the most stupidest controversies. Feminists getting angry for Darth Vader for killing a woman and calling her trash. People getting mad at Tart McFarlane for saying that a female toy line won't sell well in the boys' toy aisle.
Again, I'm not saying that I can't sell a female superhero, which I can. What I'm saying is that I can't do an entire line of 4 figures in one series of nothing but females and put it in the boys action aisle. Can I sell it as an Amazon exclusive or a Spawn.com exclusive? Yeah, maybe, but not at the boys action figure aisle. There's a reason why it's called boys action figure aisle.
So what's the deal with Bridget then? Why am I saying like it's one of the most stupid controversies ever? Well, it's because Bridget now identifies as female.
I get it. I don't get it.
When Bridget first debuted in X2, she was identified as male. But now in Strive, she's now identified as female. Yes, people are upset that the character that looked like this now identified as female. And you're probably wondering why the character looked female to begin with. Well, that's because Daisuke wanted to create a yo-yo character and also decided that character should be a cross-dresser because he wanted to do something offbeat. Yeah, your guess is as good as mine because I don't know what he means by that. Anyways, ever since her debut, she became a very popular character within the fanbase, and everyone was excited for her when she came back from the Abyss. I'm still waiting for some of my favorite characters to return from the Abyss. After she came out, some of the fans were upset that their favorite trap character is now trans. And honestly, that's a pretty normal reaction because stuff like this happens all the time and you expect these type of stuff to stay within the fandom. Except that Bridget being a trans character was such a big deal that people outside the fandom got involved, which caused a lot of misinformation to be spread around. And I actually blame the game for this just because they did not do a good job at telling the player that Bridget was a trans character. And the only way that you can find out that Bridget was trans was either playing the arcade mode or dissecting her character name. First off, let's talk about the arcade mode because that one actually spread a lot of misinformation to begin with. Because Strive has 2 different endings depending on the player's skill. But regardless of the outcome, both of Bridget's endings have her being trans and getting support by Kai and Go Lewis. When recording footage for this, somehow my game's audio did not record, and I'm too tired to play the arcade mode for a 3rd time, so just trust me on this. And if you don't believe me, just then play the game yourself, right? Lastly, if you dissect Bridget's name, it literally tells you about her being trans.
The town inside me and everyone's voice. Only I'm not there, just just watching from afar. I can't go home because I'm afraid that something will change. Me without me, I'm the one to blame. Impatient, but it was bearable. I've had the gray haze for a long time though. I never found out what it was. It's my stress, that's for sure. Patience, my body is light. Let's paint the gray haze into sky blue. I know who you are. I'm not leaving you again. There is nowhere to go back, nowhere to go. It's all delusional. Me without me.
But your average player will mostly skip all of this just because they just want to play the game. And it actually took months until Daisuke got involved and told everyone that she is in fact trans. And since then, this silly controversy kind of went down, but eventually people do bring it up from time to time. But what I don't understand is why was this such a big deal to begin with? Bridget isn't the only LGTB character, nor should be the last. This has to have something more than people being transphobic. So I went to Reddit and posted this to the Guilty Gear subreddit to see if there was something more than people being transphobic. And I found out that no, there isn't. I don't know about you guys, but having it being transphobic just gives us a lame answer to it. It doesn't feel really satisfying. Where was this silly discourse when characters like Melina came out as bi or when Seth became non-binary? Alright, it doesn't make sense. You know what this actually reminds me of? It's when people criticize the career of My Hero for drawing his characters sexually, even though other manga artists like Oda have done that for years. Let me know what you guys think and I'll see you guys next time.